dealing with, that's our cross. And we got to bear it, and we've got to deal with it. And we have to put our own feelings, our own emotions aside many times when we bear our cross. Now, we are getting ready to open back up. We're getting ready to have in-person services. Thank you, Jesus. Looking forward to this. Been waiting for this. I'm chomping at the bit for this. But here's the thing. We have to understand that there are guidelines and there are things that are going to be a little different about our services. And I'm hoping that you will be understanding and that we will take up our cross here and follow Jesus in all these things. Again, this is not optimal. This is not ideal, and it's not convenient. But some things that are going to happen. We're going to have to social distance. We're going to have to keep our distance. We are highly recommending that you wear a mask. Can't make you wear a mask. The mask police ain't coming. But I highly recommend that you wear a mask. I know there are varied opinions on these things, but those are part of the guidelines. You'll come in. The ramp door will be open for those who have special needs. Please, if you don't have special needs, please come to the narthex doors. We will get you in. And while you're outside, please social distance out there. You will be seated by the ushers. You will receive your bulletin and your communion as you come in. Nobody will be coming up front for communion or anything of that nature. I will be lecturing for a little while. Children will stay in their seats during the children's message. We have some things bagged for them. They can get that. Your offering, the plate's not going to be passed around. You can place it at the door. Please take all of your trash out. And there will be cans. We're going to put some bigger ones that we have here in the fellowship hall out at both of the entrance exits so that you can dispose of that stuff, and it'll be a little easier for us to take care of in that manner. Now, a couple of the guidelines, and remember, this stuff is just temporary, but a couple of the guidelines, they are saying to limit music. They are saying to limit singing, not necessarily music, but singing. So for right now, we are not going to have any hymns. We're going to limit that. Maybe eventually we'll come back and we'll start having some instrumentals and things like this. There will be a prelude and a postlude and a few things like that, I believe. Maybe some special music that will be recorded. But we're asking that you be understanding in this. Now, the reason we're doing it for the first few weeks especially is because most people want to sing. We want you to get used to the idea of just coming to church, doing what we need to do, fellowshipping. But in a few weeks, hopefully we can add some instrumentals if we're not singing. And then eventually we're going to get back to singing. Things are going to be back to normal. Eventually we will be back to having communion as normal and doing all those things, passing peace, I hope. But it's going to be a while till communion and passing the peace. There will be no Sunday school here in classes. We're going to continue to do our Sunday school via the internet as we have. We're just asking that everybody be understanding, work with us. Again, we're going to have to utilize our space. We're going to have to use the balcony. We're going to have to use the east and the west sides. May even, if we have enough folks, to utilize even up in the choir section and distance folks there. There will be no books in the pews. They've all been taken out. It's just going to be a little different time. Now, look, I know there are varied opinions on this, but we're trying to do the best we can to be good stewards and to adhere to the best advice that we can. Don't want nobody getting sick. There have been several churches in my home state who have been back. Several folks have got this virus. We don't want that. We want to do everything that we possibly can. I think Livingston County has handled this well. Our state seems to not be rising in cases as other states are for various reasons, and I'm glad of that. So hopefully we can come back together and do things this way. But again, these are all temporary things. We appreciate your understanding and your grace, but here's the best thing. We get to be together in fellowship with one another in person, but the main thing is we get to be in the presence of God and of one another. And I pray that that will be enough for us.